Yo, what's up, guys? Joker bringing you another video on Palworld. I know it's been a while. I know in my last video I said I was going to make a video about Planet Crafter and showcasing it, but I just have not had time. Life's been kicking my ass. I've been super busy. I haven't been able to play games, let alone really record, right? So I just haven't had the time, but I figured with recent news, there was enough for me to go ahead and compile it into a video for Pal World News for the next couple of months, right? So, first thing that I wanted to address is we already went over these four new pals, right? So, let's go ahead and take a look here. Alpha Pal breeding and more. So, breeding eggs now has a slight chance to produce an alpha pal. That came out on May 13th. So previously, when you were breeding pals, what you would do is you would try to go for pals that had 3 to 4 of the traits that you wanted. And once you had 3 or 4 traits on a pal, it would be relatively easy to go ahead and pass those traits on to other pals. Now there is an extra step in the breeding. On top of going ahead and getting the 3 to 4 traits on a pal, you're going to want to go ahead and continuously breed until you get an alpha version, because the alpha versions of pals just have naturally higher stats, right? So it's pretty much just a better version of the pal. It's bigger, it looks cooler, and it's going to be it's just going to be a better pal to actually use. The only downside is if it is a pal you're using in like a work base, you're gonna not want it to be an alpha version, because the bigger pals are, the less mobile they are, right? So it's going to be, I believe they fixed it, but I've also been hearing things that pals still get stuck a lot. So that's going to be the main thing, is breeding pals now gives you the chance of getting an alpha variant, which is super cool. They added an extra layer to the breeding system. So now there is a higher end game goal while breeding pals. On top of that, on May 17th, they made this post. Palworld will be at Summer Game Fest, right? We have a lot of exciting things to reveal, including some long awaited features. You don't want to miss this, right? And in this thumbnail, they're showing an Ignis Katniss, right? The Ignis Catris. Um, so at the very least, it's showing that they are going to add different varieties or different types of some of the common pals. Right now, if they go ahead and they just like add a variant for every pal, which would be relatively easy with the amount of time that they've had to make these, that it would literally double the amount of pals in the game, and it would add a huge amount of variety for the upcoming arena, right? Because in case you forgot, arena is the thing that's coming too. So if we're able to find or get all attribute or dual type pals, then that's going to add a lot more strategy to the arena, whereas previously it was just the strongest. If they add like a dual typing or an alt typing for every pal, then that's going to add a huge amount of variety to the competitiveness in the arena. Besides that, when they say we have a lot of exciting things to reveal at Summer Game Fest, I'm hoping that they do actually mean a lot, because the last update we got was a while ago. Like if we look at the last actual update, like the last actual big update, is it even going to show me? No, it's really not. It's just showing me these. And on Steam, I don't know how to go back to previous shit. Yeah, I don't know how to go back even further. But the last time I logged in prior to today was March 18th. So that's probably the last big content update we had was around then. I mean, raid bosses were an okay update, but we already knew it was coming. It wasn't something game changing, right? So I have a feeling that it is going to be something game changing, because honestly, Palworld, kind of needs it. It kind of needs something big and game changing to drive the interest back towards it. Because just like I hate to reference it like this, but just like the Pokemon games, once you beat the Pokemon game, there you really don't go back to it. The only thing that you went back to Pokemon for was the competitive, the PvP, right? That was the only thing that you would really go back to a Pokemon game for. And if you didn't do competitive battles, then you really, once you beat the game, you collected your legendaries, you were done. You didn't go back to the game. So same thing, and same thing with a lot of creature capture games is that I think the title we're supposed to be using is monster taming, whatever. That way we can like put them under a better umbrella. But yeah, same with a lot of monster taming games is once you beat the initial game loop, there's not a whole lot unless you're 100%ing like the collection decks, right? But I have a feeling that with this a lot, that they know that there's a lot of stuff that players have been waiting for. And hopefully, this is as big as it sounds, because not only is it exciting news of a new roadmap, because they're pretty much already done with their previous roadmap of everything they said they were going to do. Now they're saying that there's going to be long awaited features implemented, essentially, right? Some things that we won't want to miss. So I have a lot of hope for this. And in case you're unaware of what Summer Game Fest is or when it is, Summer Game Fest is on I'm sorry, not May, on June 7th, right? So that's the main reason why I'm bringing this to your attention now is we still have, I think it's next week, right? No, it's 2 weeks away, right? And that way you can go ahead and tune in case you weren't planning on tuning in or you didn't know about it. Um, Always check out Summer Game Fest because there's always a ton of studios that release a ton of information about either upcoming games or just stuff like that, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over those couple of things. To say, hey, Summer Game Fest is right around the corner, and Pal World's going to be a part of it with a lot of exciting things, apparently. Hopefully, we get a lot of cool updates. Like I said, hopefully, I mean, at the very least, we're going to get alternate types for at least Catris and probably a handful of other pals. Is that enough to bring players back to the game? Not really, but if it's like alternate versions of pals on top of the alpha breeding, on top of the competitive arena, that is enough to bring players back, right? That is enough to get players to jump back in because that adds up stuff for us to do. Because right now we really don't have anything to do. And we've just been waiting on updates from Palworld. So hopefully this new roadmap is like legit. I have a lot of faith in Pocket Pair. I mean, they haven't really missed so far. Like they haven't put out any like out of touch updates or out of touch announcements, right? Essentially, they've done it perfectly. They're like, hey, you beat the game. Cool. We know you're going to take a break. Take a break until we put out our next updates, which, in my opinion, is the best way that they could have done it. Instead of saying, oh, blah, 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 this, oh, blah, 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 that, or making excuses for the player numbers dropping, they're like, no, we know in this type of game, once you beat the game, there's not much for you to do. And hey, we're still in a beta version of the game. We don't have the official release out for you guys yet. So it's perfectly okay for you guys to go ahead and take a break. Go play other games. We'll keep you updated when we put out big patches, right? And that's essentially what they did here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. I'm going to try my hardest to be more consistent with updates. Life is calming down some, fingers crossed, knock on wood, as I say that, and then shit goes crazy again. But yeah, until next time, take care.